Welcome to Sci-Fi Short Stories. Please subscribe to my channel. Your one click means the world to me. Folded hands. Out here in the forgotten corners of the galaxy, silence has a sound. It's the low hum of failing machinery, the whisper of recycled air. Inside the derelict station, my plasma torch was a roaring star in a frozen tomb, its light dancing across iced-over conduits. 3 days since the new Mumbai had picked up the station's dying heartbeat, and I had volunteered because fixing things is what I do. Wires, circuits, life support. I thought I knew the limits of my job. We never ever expected to find anyone alive. Then a voice no louder than a sigh cut through the noise. Did you come to finish it? To break what's left of our mother? I killed the torch, its whine fading into the oppressive quiet. She stood half hidden in the doorway, a child made of starlight and shadows. Her limbs were long and graceful, her skin a liquid silver blue under the moody emergency strobes. But it was her eyes, vast dark pools of ancient grief that held me. She was a child, yet she wore the pain of a survivor. No, little one, I said, my voice feeling too rough for this delicate space. I knelt, placing my tools aside as a gesture of peace. I came to help. My name is Adnan. Zara, she whispered, stepping into the light. The raiders came. They broke everything. She flinched, a phantom memory crossing her face. There were humans with them, your kind. Why should I believe you? It was a question that cut deeper than any shard of broken metal. How do you mend a wound you didn't cause but that your own kind inflicted? You start with the truth. Because some people break things, I said gently, and others put them back together. I'm a fixer, Zara. It's the only thing I know how to be. For a long moment she just watched me, her gaze weighing my words, my intentions, my entire species. Then with a slow, solemn nod, she turned. This way. She led me down corridors that looked like metallic boneyards to the station's former medbay. The sight inside twisted something in my gut. On a cot lay a being I assumed was her mother, Lyra, her silver skin on one side charred and dull, her breath a painful, shallow rasp. Another child, a boy, sat rigidly by her side, his small hand clutching hers. He looked at me with eyes of fire and ice, a sentry at the gates of his family's grief. This is Kale, Zara murmured. He says a human wants to help. A human helped murder our father, the boy shot back, his voice brittle with a rage too big for his small frame. I ignored the sting, my training taking over. The burns were horrific, but it was the rattle in Lyra's chest that sounded the alarm. Internal trauma. Without a medship, she had hours at best. My engineering skills were useless here, but my emergency pack held a field surgery kit. It was a desperate gamble, a shot in the dark across species and biologies. Doing nothing, however, wasn't a gamble. It was a death sentence. I can try, I said, the words feeling impossibly heavy. But I need my gear, and I need your help. The hour that followed was a blur of focused desperation. With a comm link open to Neha, our chief medical officer aboard the new Mumbai, I worked. Her voice was a steady anchor in the storm, guiding my hands as I navigated an alien anatomy I'd only ever seen in textbooks. Careful, Adnan, her voice crackled. Their neural webbing is more diffuse near the clavicle. Copy, I'd murmur back, adjusting the dermal regenerator. Zara held the scanner, her small hands surprisingly steady. Kale tracked the vitals, his initial hostility melting away into a fierce protective focus. Trust wasn't given. It was built moment by moment in the shared goal of saving a life. We were a broken, beautiful team in the dark. Why? Kale asked, his voice soft now, as the station's viewport began to bleed the faint gray of a distant dawn. You have nothing to gain from this. I looked up from sealing the last graft, meeting his gaze. Because when a mother is dying and her children are alone, you don't ask why. You just help. On my world, we have a name for this. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It means the universe is a single family, and family doesn't leave its own behind. Just as the first true ray of starlight sliced through the gloom, Lyra's eyes opened. Her voice was a thread of sound. My children... We're safe, Mama, Zara cried, her tears finally falling, glowing like tiny stars on her cheeks. The human, he fixed you. Lyra's gaze met mine, and in that look I saw a language older than words, a gratitude so profound it needed no translation. Later, as the rescue transport arrived, Zara pulled on my sleeve. Will we see you again? I smiled, my heart aching with the bittersweet beauty of the moment. The galaxy is a big place, I told her, but sometimes it has a funny way of bringing people back together. On the shuttle ride back to the new Mumbai, I watched the derelict station shrink to a pinprick of light. We think our power lies in our starships, our weapons, our technology. But we're wrong. Our greatest strength has always been this: the choice to reach across the void not with a fist but with an open hand. I didn't just repair a body today. I mended something far more fragile. A child's belief that not all strangers are monsters. And in this vast, cold universe, that's the kind of repair that might just save us all.